what are the big growth areas for the channel? And Nathan, we'll start with you on the big question.
I think I probably kind of answered that in the last question. Well, so the easiest way, again, to reflect on this is to look at where the growth's coming from in our portfolio. And it's not the old, it's the new. That's obvious. It's not one-off, it's subscription. So those are kind of always the things to look out for. The highest growth areas, without a doubt, are in the cloud space. Software as a service and infrastructure and platform as a service in particular are just, the demand is relentless. And according to the analyst forecast, will be relentless for the next 10 years as businesses increasingly look to move to subscription models and move to cloud services models. So there's really big growth in that. And in the software as a service area, I'd include UCaaS, which is obviously a really important thing for resellers, teams, and those sorts of propositions. I think there's a really important margin point to be made here, though, which is, one of the really great things for a reseller's business about taking a broad portfolio out is you can deliver those cloud services, but those cloud services actually are not particularly profitable. The likes of Microsoft and Sophos and Acronis and the rest of these amazing Silicon Valley businesses, only give partners an opportunity for fairly thin margins, actually, and encourage all the margin to be made in the professional services delivery around it. Yeah, so we see resellers really building up their professional services, their managed services, and that's where the margin comes from. It's not from the product. However, in telco services, there is still really rich margin, and it's one of the conversations we have most often with business owners and partners is to not leave the telco on the table. A bit like your example earlier, Lauren, about mobile. Yeah, there was an opportunity that they might have done a really fantastic deal with the partner, but actually they may have been able to make as much margin out of getting the mobile business with the customer. And it's good for the customer, because the customer doesn't want loads of people to deal with. They want one hand to shake. So I think it's a win-win all round.
Absolutely. And I think your point about margins there is a really interesting one, and making sure that actually you're monitoring those margins. And as Chanell mentioned in the previous discussion, having the right assurance tools to be able to monitor those margins and work out where you actually can sort of make those little changes to maximise those margins as well. And of course, weigh one set of services off against another. If actually it gets you the overall package, the overall deal, then having the right tools to make sure that you're still, remaining in the profit zone is absolutely key.
But there's no secret sauce to this particularly, I don't think. If you want your business to grow really fast, be in a market that is growing really fast. Yeah, be in a market that's a rising tide. Yeah, if you're trying to sell in a market that's going backwards, it's really hard to grow. And there are so many great opportunities for our partners at the moment in software as a service and infrastructure and platform as a service and UCaaS and all the fibre rollout. These are, and the IoT market we've discussed. Yeah, these are all markets that are growing at really strong high double digit. Those are the strategic conversations with the customer, and those are the areas where you'll get the growth. And unsurprisingly, that's where we're seeing the really big CAGRs, the really big compounding growth rates in the products.